What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Azkhalon. Got Mrs. Azkhalon with me today, and this is the first video of a new series that we're starting. We are going to review Disney restaurants, Disney World restaurants.
I'm so excited.
All right, so we're going to start with one that is Mrs. Azkhalon's favorite restaurant on property.
The best restaurant on property.
All right, and so tell them what restaurant we're starting with.
We're beginning with Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera Resort, which is Disney's newest hotel. It is my favorite. It's the best. And yeah.
So we're going to talk about various things in our review. We're going to talk about location, what type of restaurant it is, what we ate. We've actually been to Topolino's Terrace multiple times. Twice. Okay. All right. And so we can talk about the things that we ate both times. I ended up eating the same thing pretty much.
It makes me hungry to talk about it. So hopefully I'm not rumbling in the video, but.
Yeah. So don't watch this video on an empty stomach. All right. So we're going to start with location. So like Mrs. Azkhalon said, the restaurant is located in the Riviera, which is a beautiful resort.
It's gorgeous.
Looks like France, I guess.
It's French looking. It's now, okay, the first time I saw it on the outside, I was like, that's weird. Because it's gray and it has these red and blue awnings, like royal blue and red.
Yeah.
But I kind of get it now. And if you go inside, it's beautiful. It smells good. You know, Disney has different scents for each resort. It smells delicious. I mean, I really want to stay there, but we are teachers and we're on teacher salaries, so that might be something we got to save up for in the future. But yeah. It's beautiful to go visit. I recommend it.
And the Riviera is which parks, hotel?
It's not super close to any, I guess it's probably closer to Hollywood Studios, maybe? I don't know, but okay. It's right near Caribbean Beach, which is the hub for the Skyliner.
So there's
and
the Skyliner
Riviera has its own stop for Skyliner, so it's got everything. It's beautiful, and it's got the transportation. It's awesome, yes. And it's got the best restaurant on site. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's dive into the restaurant. All right, so the type of restaurant that Topolino's Terrace is, it's a Mediterranean, French, and Italian, I guess, fusion type restaurant.
I would like to read to you the description on Disney's website so that we can be as precise as possible.
All right.
It's called Topolino's Terrace, Flavors of the Riviera. That's technically the entire title. Offers French and Italian cuisine along with sweeping rooftop views. So, now let me say this. They offer a breakfast and dinner. Okay, those are your two options. For breakfast, it's a character meal, and Mickey and the guys come out, and Topolino, if you don't know, is actually what Italians call Mickey Mouse. So it's Mickey Mouse's Terrace.
Learn something new.
Anyway, so that's for breakfast, but we've never been for breakfast. We've only been for dinner twice. And here's what they say about dinner with a view. For dinner, get ready to indulge in fresh, delicious seafood and meat dishes, handmade pasta, and decadent desserts infused with French and Italian flavors at this signature rooftop dining experience straight from the Riviera. Inspired by the cliffside restaurants of France and Italy, Topolino's Terrace, Flavors of the Riviera, takes its name from the Italian name for Mickey Mouse. Dining is a true experience, prepared at the exclusive Expo Kitchen or wood-burning grill. Pair your meal with a glass of wine from the impressive collection sourced from the Mediterranean coast. Feast your eyes on the stunning visual aesthetic, a modern interpretation of the textures, colors, carved details, and stonework found in ancient villages along the Riviera. All right, that's enough reading.
Speaking of wine, yeah, they have a whole lot to choose from. I think you can see it in a little storage cabinet as you walk in.
If you've ever been to California Grill and you know they have the whole thing set up where you can see them storing the wine, it's kind of the same thing. They also have the homemade pasta hanging up. You can see it. They actually made it. So, yeah. So basically, when you get to the Riviera, you park, you walk in, you tell them I have, reservations. You go inside, you go up the elevator.
And we got kind of lost the first time.
Yeah. Because it's like you're going through the hotel.
Yeah.
But when you get up to the top floor, you come out of the elevator and there's the reception desk. And that's where you can see the bottles of wine and the pasta hanging up and stuff like that. And it's lovely. It does have a dress code.
Dress code, yeah.
Now for Disney, that's pretty lax. Don't come in looking like you just, played a football game. I can read it to you. It says, men must wear khakis, slacks, or dress shorts and collared shirts. So if you've got a pair of khaki shorts and a golf shirt, you're okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's typically
sport coats are optional. Women must wear, I can't talk, capri pants, skirts, dresses, or dress shorts. Jeans may be worn if in good condition. Not permitted are tank tops, flip-flops, swimsuits, swimsuit cover-ups, hats, or for gentlemen, cutoffs, torn clothing, and t-shirts with offensive language and or graphics. It's Disney, people. Y'all shouldn't be wearing that stuff around anyway. But both times we've gone, I've worn some linen shorts and a V-neck tee and some Birkenstocks. I mean, I look fine.
Raymond and I did a polo shirt and khakis. I know the second time. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what I wore the first time, but it was probably something similar to that. So yeah, dress code. I mean, I've seen people in there with t-shirts on, definitely without vulgar language or anything like that on them.
They're not going to turn you away if you show up dressed a little under. Just don't go in looking, drag up.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go in in a bathing suit or anything like that. They may ask you to leave at that point. All right, so make sure, since this is a signature restaurant, I can't remember if Mrs. Azkhalon mentioned that.
It's a little pricey. It's in a deluxe hotel. However, it is completely and utterly worth it.
So make sure you do make reservations.
Yes.
How early should you make those reservations?
Right now, back in the day, you had to do them 180 days ahead, which is insane. Right now, you can make them as early as 60 days ahead of your either park tickets or your hotel reservation. So they don't book up immediately, but they do book up pretty quickly in the first couple of days. So if you're looking to eat here, don't assume that you're going to be able to walk in, because it's probably not going to happen. Especially in the morning when they have the character meals, because those are really in demand for families.
Yeah, every time we've gone, I think the entire restaurant has been pretty full. Yeah. Especially, by the time we finish our meal and everything. So definitely reservations, good way to go. Actually, reservations are pretty good to go for any restaurant.
Always make reservations at Disney.
Yeah, if you can.
Yes.
Because I think there's only a few places, smaller places that you can just walk in.
Table service restaurants, you pretty much want them. So it's a good idea.
All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the atmosphere, kind of what it's like inside of the restaurant. So one of the main attractions, I think, at least for Mrs. Azkhalon, the first time we went, she was begging me to go to this location in the restaurant. It's the balcony that they have out back.
The terrace. Topolino's Terrace.
Yeah, the terrace.
Y'all, it's beautiful. Okay, you go out. There's outdoor seating, which I think currently is closed right now because of the pandemic, but I'm guessing they're going to open it again soon, and people can actually eat out there. But you can get a drink at the bar, walk out to the terrace, and you just look across. You can see the Skyliners passing. You can see Caribbean Beach next door with all the little kind of colorful cottages. In the distance, you can see Tower of Terror. Yeah. If you walk to one corner and look back, you can see the fireworks from Epcot when they come back. So it's just a beautiful view, and they've got this music going, and it's mostly some of it is traditional kind of French and Italian music, but a lot of it is Disney songs, which are instrumentals with accordions and things that are very French and Italian. And it's just such a lovely, lovely moment. So if you can get a drink or something and go out there and just enjoy it, it's nice and cool. It's just beautiful.
So I did go out there the second time we went, and it was cool.
He was full of food, and he was like, "I can't get up."
And my feet were hurting me. I think my feet were hurting me that entire trip. The first time that we went, maybe if we review a certain restaurant later. I have to talk about how I pretty much walked to the car without my shoes on.
Trails End?
Yeah, that one. Okay. So maybe we'll review that one at some point so I can share that story. So, but yeah, the view from the terrace, the balcony was pretty nice. You can see pretty much Hollywood Studios, the tall rides and stuff from Hollywood Studios, as well as Epcot, because I think it's somewhat in the middle
Yeah,
of the
you
two.
can see in the very distance like the black spires of Galaxy's Edge. It's very cool, but it's just really, really beautiful and relaxing up there.
All right, so we covered breakfast that is character dining, and we also talked about dinner and how that's different because dinner does not have character dining. So let's kind of talk about the price. I mean, we can't really talk about specifics, but like you mentioned earlier, it is kind of a pricier restaurant.
Okay, so if
you're gonna give them an example,
it is a signature restaurant, so it's going to be a little higher in price. They say they give it a $3 on Disney's website, which means $35 to $59.99 per adult average. And yes, that's pricey, but to me, it's worth it because the atmosphere, the view, the quality of the food, the service is. You're not going to get any better. I mean, a lot of people say California Grill and this place rival each other. This place is better.
And we've eaten at California Grill too, which we'll probably review at some point.
It's great.
I kind of want to go back there too, just to kind of visit that one twice, just like we visit Topolino's Terrace. But
anyways, so that's the price. It is pricier, but again, it's worth it. If you want to have a special dinner, it's completely worth it.
And you know, it said it starts roughly around 35. Like, if you get things on the lower end of the menu, I guess,
like their starters and appetizers,
you know, that is pretty much what it costs at most restaurants. Yeah. You know, now of course you get closer to the $60 mark, then yes, that's when it starts to get up there. But I think you can still find a few things that are pretty reasonably priced, and everything I'm sure is good there. I mean, we haven't tried everything obviously because I've only been there twice. But.
So that leads us into let's talk about the food because that is the best part of this whole
let's talk
thing.
about what we ate and kind of our experience there.
Yes.
Now the first time we went, it's been a while. Do you remember exactly when it was?
The first time we went was when the parks reopened last July.
Okay, all right.
So we went right, you know, there wasn't a whole lot open when we went right as soon as Disney reopened after shutdown.
We went like a week after they reopened.
Yeah,
roughly.
It was pretty soon. Okay, so this last time that we're bringing up, we went over spring break. So that was the end of March, beginning of April. So we've been twice since reopening during the pandemic.
And so what we ate, so I ate the same thing both times. I had
the first time it was off menu because their menu was so condensed. Yeah. And the second time it was actually on the menu.
Yeah, because I think our waiter mentioned to me about it and I got it. So it was veal tomahawk. The veal tomahawks. So I mean, just meat, bone, everything. Like, looks really impressive when they bring it out. I can't remember the sides that I had the first time.
It was potatoes.
It was potatoes.
Yep. I'm looking at the menu right now, guys. Don't judge me, but come on, we gotta be accurate, right? Veal tomahawk with potato. It's a tomahawk veal chop with potato, spring onion gratin, whatever, and lemon veal jus. It's got like this onion ramp over top of it, and it's got these potatoes on the side. And
it was so good. The veal was just so tender, just so juicy.
As it is wont to be.
Just amazing. Like, I think that was probably my first time having veal. And
I've made cheese Wiener Schnitzel before.
Okay, never mind.
A long time ago.
So it was my first time having veal like that, I guess, as the tomahawk chop, and it was just so tender, so good. So I highly recommend the veal tomahawks.
Another thing that we had that was back in the summer that was off menu, and that we ate again this time that was on menu was the duck confit gnocchi.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's considered an appetizer. I agree with this, and I've read many people who say this. They need to make that a full-size entree. Those little gnocchi are so fluffy and soft, and they melt in your mouth, and the duck confit is just unctuous, and it's got these pine nuts in it that give this great crunch and nuttiness, and of course there's some, I think it's either kale or spinach, and this cheese, Parmesan cheese all over the top.
Yeah.
It's so freaking good. We got that one both times as well. Because you can't go
texture-wise, they're kind of like, I don't want to say like wet bread, but kind of puffy.
It is
bread.
Pasta, but it's very soft.
It's
little pasta babies.
And I had never tried it before, and so when I had it, like, The texture was interesting, but it's good though. Like, it's very chewy, you know, very soft. Chewy. It's chewy to me.
It's tender. It's delicious. Get the gnocchi. Now they have other appetizers. They have escargot. They have some olives. They have lots of different appetizers. But for us, the duck confit gnocchi is the best.
You can't go wrong with duck confit. Anyways.
No, you really can't. All right. The other thing. Okay, last time we went. Well, okay, the first time we went, I got the Sole Meunière. I can't speak French. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible Cajun, but I don't speak French. But it was the sole, which was a whole fish. It was
whole fish,
and,
yes.
Okay.
Bones and all.
When I ordered it, our waiter, our server, Mike, who was wonderful, was like,
wow, well,
it comes... Hey, I wrote it down. He said, it comes whole. And I was like, oh. And he goes, no. He said, I always have people who, they change their order when I tell them that. And he said, I can show you exactly how to cut it, take it apart, eat it to where you're going to really enjoy it. So I said, okay. So when he brought us our food, he had his little pad that he was writing on. And he diagrammed and told me how to take it apart. And it was perfect. And oh my goodness, it was so good.
Yeah, because I think essentially if you do it right, you can just lift the meat,
you do it right, you scrape the meat off the one side and then you can pull the bones back.
Yeah.
And there's just a fillet left. So we ended up, because we were staying in the cabin, so I ended up being able to take it home for leftovers. So it was great. This past time, though, there was something on the menu that there wasn't last summer. And it was the bouillabaisse, seafood bouillabaisse. Okay. I'm a seafood junkie, you guys. I'm probably never going to get steak at Topolino's. I'm sorry. I go for the seafood. I go for the fish. Y'all, that bouillabaisse. Oh my gosh. Let me read a description of what it is, okay? Fish stew, red snapper, branzino, clams, mussels, fennel, and saffron roux. I guess that's how you say that.
Roux.
He speaks French. Roux,
I guess.
Anyway... It's this basically beautiful broth, and then you've got all this seafood in it. And I mean, I think it even had calamari in it. It was just full of seafood. It was so incredible. It was incredible. If you like seafood, the bouillabaisse is the way to go. It's delicious. My mouth is watering.
There you go.
As I talk about it, like
off screen, because she's so excited about talking about the bouillabaisse.
It's so
she's
good.
Like steadily leaving. Like, you know that Homer Simpson meme where he kind of fades into the bushes? That's what she was kind of doing, like...
Into it. All right, and then the last thing, we've had 2 different desserts there. The first time we had the pistachio mousse.
Yes, pistachio mousse.
Which is very light. If you want something that's not super rich, it's very good. It's beautiful. All their desserts are beautiful. And then the second time, we got it to go, and I got the warm Valrhona chocolate cake with the caramel center.
Oh,
that's decadent right there. Yeah,
but I did try the mousse.
It's decadent.
The mousse was good.
Yeah. So the desserts are beautiful too.
I was kind of worried about it because it's pistachio, and I was like, but yeah, it was really good.
So anyway, those are the things that we've tried at Topolino's Terrace, and the reason that I like it better than California Grill is because I feel like from start to finish, drinks and appetizer through dessert, it is a more cohesive meal in terms of the type of food that you're eating.
Yeah, because
California,
is more
you've got your sushi, you've got your flatbreads, you've got your steak,
all kinds of stuff,
which is great. But it's more kind of like
disjointed. It's almost kind of like, I don't want to say sports bar, but you know how a sports bar has different foods.
Don't you dare.
Well, no, it's nothing like a sports bar. But you get what I'm saying. Like a sports bar has, like, you know, you got burgers, you can have steak, you got chicken, different things like that.
Which makes sense.
California Grill has a variety.
If you think of California, it is a mesh of a bunch of different cultures. Yeah. So that makes sense. It's got a lot of Asian influence. It's got, you know, Mexican influence. Mm-hmm. It's got American. So that makes sense for them. But for me, Topolino's is just, I have this one experience, this one theme, this one cultural moment throughout my meal that is just, you can't beat it. It's so good.
Yeah, and this is not, hopefully to you guys, this is not turning into like a Topolino's versus California Grill. Because I hope to at some point again return there and do a review of California Grill.
The reason I keep bringing that up is because these two are the ones people argue about are the best restaurants on property. So that's why I keep bringing it up. But they're both wonderful, so you're not going to do bad going to either one.
Well, and our experience at Topolino's Terrace was just so positive. Do you remember the waiter from the second time?
Yes, his name was Sammy, and he was from Morocco, and he was wonderful too. Yes. He and Mike, both great servers, just so knowledgeable. They always, one thing we didn't mention, when you eat there, they bring you this stuff called epi bread, and it's like a braided bread, and they bring you whatever imported olive oil they're using that day. So the first time we had an Italian olive oil, and the second time we had a French olive oil, and it was cold pressed, and they put it in a little bowl, and you dip your epi bread into it, and it's just like, how can bread and olive oil be so good? I don't know. It's just the quality of the ingredients, man. It's just awesome.
Yeah, but like she was saying, I mean, they both were very knowledgeable. Like, the first time the guy showed her how to, handle the fish that she had, just, if you go there and you don't want to try anything that we mentioned, you can talk to your waiter and they will be able to tell you, all the good things.
They have a couple of pasta dishes too, if you're more into that kind of, Italian food, like a rigatoni, and then another one, I think that has seafood in it, but...
Next time we go, I may try something else, but I don't know, that veal is so good, but I do want to try something else, so maybe we can do a follow-up review and kind of let you guys know some of the other awesome dishes that they have there. Yep. So, kind of touched on service already.
If you were going to give it out of 10.
Out of 10?
How would you rank it? How would you rate it?
Out of 10? That's tough. 5, I probably could have came up with a lot quicker. I would say about a 9.
Okay.
Reason being, I feel you do wait.
You do
for a good while, and I mean, it's high quality, awesome food, so I guess it's worth the wait. And I think they have you wait, a little bit longer so you can enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the area, go out to the balcony if you want to. I guess that's what I'm assuming. But it is a fairly lengthy wait. Expect to be there at least an hour.
Well, and again, make sure you get starters and appetizers so you're not just sitting there starving.
Now, they do bring the appetizers out pretty quickly. I do have to say that. But it did take a while for the entrees to come out. I
think a 9 is fair.
Yeah.
I lean toward a 10, but nothing's perfect.
No.
So a 9.5 for me.
Yeah,
that's good.
But I mean, for the most part, the experience both times was pretty perfect for what you get out of a restaurant.
Really, yes. So we give it a 2 thumbs up, a 4 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up. What are we? What's the movie critics that did the 2 thumbs up? Was it
really?
Yeah, what's his name?
Siskel and
Ebert. Ebert? Yeah. Okay. I forgot. It's been a while.
Okay, it's time to go eat. I'm starving.
Yeah, actually, we're about to go get some food from her dad's.
Happy Memorial Day. We're filming this on Memorial Day, and
yes.
I would just like to say thank you so much to all the people who've served our country. We cannot say how grateful we are to you. So happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, and just, keep in mind, 3-day weekend. I know people are having fun, but just remember those who died for the freedoms that we have in this country. So, because I think a lot of times we often forget about those sacrifices as we're grilling burgers and hot dogs, and hanging out with family and friends. So, but yeah, so this was our review. Topolino's Terrace. Topolino's Terrace.
Topolino's
I say it differently every time.
Mickey Mouse's balcony.
Mickey Mouse's balcony, located in the Riviera Resort on Disney property. I don't know. I'm hungry. All
right. Say goodbye, Raymond.
All right. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to be back with more Disney restaurant reviews, so look out for those videos. Like I said, this is the first video of a series. And yeah, we look forward to reviewing more restaurants for you guys. Take care. See you next time. Peace.